Yo, I don't know if y'all can hear this or not. Yo, what's happening? I should be like, make it clear, like I'm over here grooving a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little Scarface, deeply rooted. The album that is, which I think is now officially his last album. Um, the song is called All Bad. I love this song. And that song is very, I guess you could say it's like therapeutic for a day like today. And I don't want to bombard y'all with too much music because y'all be thinking that like Facebook gonna kill y'all account for playing music that you don't own the rights to. They won't though. They'll just tell you to chill out. You know, it's all good. They ain't tripping like that. Where's my finish line? Welcome, welcome. It is Wednesday, and I think today is just appropriate to talk about challenging days. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what's at the front of my mind today. Challenging days. Today was a very challenging day, mentally. Very challenging day. And I want to go over how I handled it in some respects, and if it's the right way to handle it. I want to say maybe about 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know. I really don't remember at this point, and it's 2021, so now everything is kind of a blur. But I was making it a point to say, moving forward, like I don't have a bad day. I don't have bad days because I'm alive. One, so it can be all bad if I'm alive. And it took unfortunate moments like my Uncle Kenny passing, and my Aunt Sister being in a not so good health space for me to realize that. It took my cousin CG being murdered. It took Kurt dying. It took basically a lot of loss in the last 5 years or so to really get me into the mindset of I'm not having a bad day. It's just challenging, you know. And today I just felt like I was bombarded with just first world problems, man. And it totally like sometimes I get into spaces where I'm just bombarded with too many first world problems, and it just overconsumes me. Like the type of things that people worry about. Sometimes to me, like it blows my mind because I guess I just remember where I'm from, and what I've done and what I've had to do and where I'm at, most importantly. Um it's also a reason why I stay off of social media a good deal now. It's one of the main reasons because I just can't take the overconsumption of first world problems, bro. Like it's truly a lot for me mentally. Like I don't care about your luxury car oil change, my G. Like I don't care. I don't care. You know. I don't I don't care that COVID ruined your trip to Italy, you know. And I've never been to Miami. Like I don't care. You know what I mean? So like first world problems, uh and just reading just random first world problems, mentally it becomes like taxing on my spirit. And that's kind of how today went. Um like work and just reading and just watching things. It's like, dude, the type of shit that gets people riled up compared to what's really going on out here in a lot of ways, bruh, save it. And today Today, well, you know what? I want to say this is because this was so random. I'm pulling up to work at my second job, and dog, this cat was in like a full denim outfit on July 21st, and it was like 90 degrees outside. I'm like, fam, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, uh, this is like crazy. Like, how do you have a like a full denim outfit on? You know what I'm saying? Like in in Tennessee in the summertime, it was totally crazy. Um, and like it's just like a day of randomness like that. Like things like that had happened. You know what I mean? Super wild. But onto challenging days. Today, like just in the middle of work. Now, granted, I do already pray like 3 times a day, right? I pray 3 times a day already. And I felt it was super important to do that just to keep, you know, I guess people would call it like spirit alignment, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to keep their spirit aligned. So they'll like so they'll say like uh get in tune with that. And I do say that does help. Um what I did today was just like in the middle of my first job, like my full-time job, I just started praying for just being in a better space. You know, I even apologized to God for just like the mean like spirited type of things that I was like thinking and saying, and I was apologizing for like just a lot of just like venom I had like just for like work uh instances that had happened. And although I do believe that it helped in a kind of like a soothing kind of way, I think also it kind of led to me being more just hypersensitive to just different things that would be happening throughout the day, you know? Because sometimes you like something at work, or something like if you're at the mall or you're at Walmart, because it's always foolery going on at Walmart. Um, you have an interaction that may set you off throughout your day. You know what I mean? Like there could be a situation where you are kind of like just not on your personal square, and that will then it's like kind of just like steer your mood and steer your mode into a place that you probably don't even want it to be. What I've been doing for a little while is just taking a moment to like just stop, think, meditate, and or pray. And I think that's for me. I'll say this because like I don't know how everybody else does it, will do it, or if they even want to acknowledge this as something to do. But I think that when I do that personally, it's kind of like a reset. It's almost a reset on my entire day. Like from there, I can start over, and it's kind of a reminder that don't let too much get to you. You know what I'm saying? Like don't don't let the outside forces take you under. Still stand strong in your faith, stand strong in your gratitude, stand strong in your positivity, and things will be in a greater space. And I think that's important, especially in the times that we're living in today, right? Because you have so much going on, and we are in a fever pitch of opinion, and we're in the fever pitch of my right doesn't equal my right equals your wrong, Like like I was sent the article about the petition for like Kevin Samuels, and he's always a hot button topic. And in this list of the petition, it's like it's saying that basically, this is total cliff notes right here. It's saying that Kevin Samuels is basically the one single person responsible for domestic abuse and even the death of women. Excuse me. And I found that to be insane. Like, we're going to blame this 50-plus-year-old man for the domestic violence or domestic assault, and also the demise, the literal death of women because of the type of rhetoric he spews, you know? And that totally threw me off. And but again, just to me, that's a first world problem. The fact that a person on the outside looking in can see a person's opinion, and you have time to paint the picture of this person being public enemy number one against a whole gender of people, and get people to sign a petition to take it seriously. Like, to me, that's a first world problem. Like, that is super a first world problem, man. And there's so much greater things going on, both positive and negative, that requires more of our attention. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the Drink Champs episode with Scarface. I believe it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. But even just his dialogue about his music and politics, it's like, man, there's really a lot going on. It's about what you choose to focus on as the positive or the negative. What do you push into the front of your mind versus the back of your mind, and what are you unconscious about? You know, and all of that is just a reminder for me to stay focused. You know, this is called Where's My Finish Line? And one thing I think that I was getting myself very deep into was getting too wrapped up into other people's just mess. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever that is. And granted, my again, just taking it back to work, like my career had me overly focused on maybe subjects that didn't matter to me. But then even after that was gone, I started becoming overly consumed with these same ideologies. Like, yo, I have to be in everybody's tea, as they say, right? I have to be in every conversation. I have to be actively pursuing the right and wrong of every situation, whether it is a 6-degree separation from me or not. And I think that becomes unhealthy to all of us, and it makes us counterproductive. And it took me unplugging. It took me disconnecting. It took me just praying on myself, being grateful for the things that are right in front of me, to really appreciate how, there is no such thing as a bad day. You know, I think that I think the fact that I no longer paint the picture in my mind of having a bad day, and I listed it just like a challenging day, is that I'm able to get over things faster. You know, I'm able to detach myself when I punch out. You know, once I never look at Mondays a certain way anymore. I don't look at Fridays a certain way anymore. Like, I'm totally even keel on a Friday afternoon, just like I am on a Monday morning. I don't get too high or too low about anything. And uh, learning your emotional intelligence is super difficult. Like I'm not if I am speaking and you are looking at this like I got it figured out, let me tell you, you're wrong. You're way wrong. I'm still learning every single day on the aspects of just being emotionally intelligent and to really not get too high up or down about anything. That doesn't mean that I lack emotion. That does not mean I lack compassion. It's just that I don't look at one event as something that can make or break my day. You're not going to um, you're not going to get me over the moon, but you won't catch me in the grave either. You know, and that kind of perspective for me personally is very helpful because I come as I look back at like my teens and even my 20s and possibly even my early 30s, I was very over the top emotional in a lot of instances, and it took a really redefining of self, and that is something that I now deem as being like priceless in just my everyday behavior and conversation. Gilbert, what up, sir? I need to practice that in personal and professional life. Word. Hey, yo. And you know what? Taurus gang, we here. It's super difficult. Um, because especially as men, right? Because there is the stigma that men shouldn't be emotional at all. And I think that's also terrible. You know, you shouldn't be in a situation where you can't show any emotion, but you shouldn't be in a position either where your emotions are taking over your each 24-hour day. And I used to be like that, like a lot. You know how I was. And I'm better, but I'm not there. Yeah, and you know what? It's all everybody is improving every day. Everybody is changing. I say this often, and I honestly don't know if I came up with it. So like I'm not gonna like, stamp this as a cam quote, but my ideology for sure is every second of every day, you can decide to not be who you were and to be something else. Like any second of any day. If you were one way I'm looking at the clock, my clock right now. If you're a certain way at 9:19, you can decide at 9:20, I ain't gonna be that no more. And it's done. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what people used to know. It don't even matter for the people that send you earlier in the morning. If you no longer want to be the person that you were a minute ago, you literally have the power to change that right now. And that logic for me is how I was like doing no bread and no dairy for 30 days. That's how I was doing no beef and no pork for 45 days. That was why I was able to start fasting and do a 2-day water fast and a 4-day water fast, and uh, just why I was able to push myself reading certain books, even aspiring to having like an audio library connection. I mean collection. I don't really have a lot of hard copy books. It's just not my thing. I rather sit and listen. And plus, I retain the information greater if I'm sitting and listening versus if I'm like sitting and reading. That's just like one of my quirks or hangups or whatever. But yeah, man, that's part of the finish line too, right? Your self evolution, realizing the kind of being that you are, and deciding that you want to be different. I went to and not to throw my mom under the bus, but she was always like the queen of, oh, I'm having a bad day, or like oh man, this is a good day, like, and she would like literally like her emotions would take her like to the highest of highs, but then like um I always felt, especially as I got older, like if I seen her down one day, it was almost like she couldn't get up sometimes, and and me watching that, obviously single parent household, me watching that, I kind of thought like just probably by like, just nature, nurture, surroundings, product of my environment, whatever you want to call it, just kind of felt like that was the way to be. I thought that was just like, yo, I can have a bad day, and I can embrace this bad day. It's just like I embrace this good day. But I just started not liking how it would make me feel day to day, you know? So that that always became a challenge within itself as well. But here I am, 40 years old. And this is a great time to be more emotionally intelligent than ever. This is a perfect time to recognize the challenges of every day, to conquer them, and a chance to be greater in spite of the day, still getting things done, still making things happen. And you know what? For me, again, for me, when I don't address a day as being bad, I have the ability to recognize the good things that happen throughout the entire day. You know, I got super great news today. Um, uh, excuse me. And and then that news was important to me. I was able to knock out a task for a lot cheaper than I thought. Um, I was able to change the amount of time on my lease and before I signed it. You know what I'm saying? And so I wasn't locked into something that I agreed to at a certain time, and was able to change that. Got a chance to see my daughter today at the pool with her cousins, and right before I went to work, I went to Smoothie King to get myself a smoothie. Like, some positive things definitely did happen today. Like, if I was to give you a highlight reel of this entire day, well, it's not quite 24 hours yet. If I was to give you a entire rundown of this day, you wouldn't look at it as being good or bad. You know, it wouldn't register. Like, if you watch the highlight reel of my day, or if you watch the recap of my entire day, you wouldn't look at it and say it was bad. There was just more challenges than normal. And when and more challenges than normal, but isn't that expected? Every day you shouldn't be able to breeze by every day, because that would mean that you're not trying anything. Um, excuse me. If you are in a space where every single day is the same, and all of your interactions are exactly the same, you're doing the exact same things, and nothing like new left or right, nothing left positive or negative is happening to you, then you're probably living life in a neutral speed. You know, maybe you need to slow down. Maybe you need to speed up. Maybe you just need to take a left or a right turn or a detour. And I think that I'm pretty good at that. Like, just making sure something different happens. Uh, like, for instance, some days, for no reason at all, I'll take a different exit home, just to say I did. Sometimes I will, like, if I'm known for going to the store before 9 a.m., sometimes I'll go at 11, just to see the difference. If Even down to lunch. One day I seen my standard wing order, right? But instead of getting that flavor, I just tried a different one because it was listed as being hotter than the other one. And it's just those small details that can just change the course and conversation of your day. Because I really don't like saying like, "Oh man, nothing." When people ask like, "What am I doing?" "Oh, nothing." Or "What'd you do today?" I went to get lunch. I'm at work. It's whatever. I really do. I really would like to have something more fruitful to say to add color to a conversation. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't always happen that way. A lot of colorful conversations today. like to like to be real, a lot of colorful conversations uh all day today. And although that I do feel exhausted, I don't feel beaten, I don't feel broken, I don't feel down. You know what I'm saying? uh it's all uh it's all just a part of living your one life and making the most out of it. You have to uh go through things and experience things in an effort to just be in a much greater space. I think that's super important. And yeah, man. Hey, look, where's my finish line? That is, oh wow, it was 26 minutes. Yeah, because I don't like to harp on challenges. Like I'm solution based. That's my final thought. That's my final piece to this. Another reason to not have a quote good or bad day and to recognize them as challenging days is because it'll search you to find solutions. What was my solutions for today? What are the solutions for my challenging days? Let's break them all down because I did mention them earlier. One, just taking a step away, going for a walk, taking a quick breather. I actually learned that from a very high strung individual too, by the way. He seen I was getting super wound up at one of my previous jobs, and he was like, "You need to go take a walk, Show. Like, that ain't good." He was like, "Look, just walk away, come back. The work is gonna be here. Just go take a walk, come back, knock it out. That simple." And I just started doing that. And and boy was it beneficial because sometimes, and I seen this today, to give you a real time scenario. Um, One of my responses back to somebody that I was dealing with at work, I was missing words in my sentences. I was like, it sounded so incomplete. Like, even though I wasn't typing in all caps in the email that I sent, the fact that I responded like so choppy, which my mind is running faster than my fingers. You know what I'm saying? I'm just running my mouth and I'm speaking from a very angry state. I didn't even get my complete thoughts out. And it's never great to communicate when you have too much clouding your actual mind frame, and you are so intent with just getting all of your emotion out. You know what I mean? You got to be able to separate and to really put forth like, hey, let me take a breather, let me calm down so I can get the portion of communication out for me. So taking a breath, taking a walk, giving yourself that second to regroup and rethink things. Meditation. I'm a big fan of meditation. I used to meditate. Sometimes if I have to, I'll meditate every single night, like right after work. I think today is a great day to meditate, and I'm definitely going to do that. It also helps you sleep better. It helps you relax. Meditation. I'm a super advocate for that. Even if it's only 5, 10, or 15 minutes, just taking a few deep breaths in, letting your mind go blank, and then just releasing the entire day. I think is super important. Third, I'll say prayer. Of course, I pray 3 times a day. On a day like today, I've prayed like 4 or 5 times already, and I still got one more to go before I sleep. But that's all where your spirit is, man. If your spirit um is aligned with the belief in a higher power known as God, and you have faith, then pray. But don't just pray for things. I will say that sometimes just praying for in gratitude has helped me out. And I think that's important to just have gratitude in prayer, And I think, I think that's it, because the fourth one, if there was a fourth one, would be to just take off and get away. Sometimes you need that moment to yourself. But in some of that moments, I remember talking to my guy Jones about this, and we agree with this a lot of times. Like, he'll go for a drive. Now, I don't know if he'll take it this far, but sometimes I'll take a drive with no music on. And I'll drive with no music on because that is a way to get all the fleeting thoughts out. Every single fleeting thought that I have, I get out once I take a drive, just solo dolo with no music. And I hope that helps you all or someone. Where's my finish line? Challenging days and how to deal with them. I hope this is beneficial. We're at the 30-minute mark, so you know what I do. I leave it open for any potential questions or comments. And if I don't get any in a matter of seconds, because you should be captivated and listening to every word I say and should be hanging on for dear life to see what I got to say next, I'll just end this with some jewelry. And I believe it's going to be a day to end it with some jewelry pretty early here. And that is okay. So to close up, where's my finish line today? I wrote these down too, because my guy J-Dub said that we would have to fight if I didn't remember or write down all of my endings. And I don't like repeating them. And I knew I had to write down today because my mind is a little cluttered today. So when God gives you a layup, don't shoot a free throw. Anything you want to do to a woman is heterosexual. And the last thing an ugly person should be is rude. Let me rewind that one back. The last thing an ugly person should be is rude. All right? So listen, where's my finish line? Thank you all for tuning in. Whenever you tuned in, I always appreciate it. And as always, love.